Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the DVC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you're listening to Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
Hello and welcome home. This episode of Welcome Home is brought to you by DVC Rental Store. Thank you for joining us on episode 345 of Welcome Home, a Disney Parks and Vacation Club podcast. I'm Tom here. Trevor, how's it going, Trevor?
Hey, pretty good. I feel like I should be saying I'm coming to you from Frozen Land.
From the world of Frozen?
Yeah, the world of Frozen. But that's in Paris. But where I am, it's just as frozen right now.
Just as frozen.
Yeah, as we talked about, it's been like nice and warm all week and like t-shirt weather. And I woke up this morning and Mother Nature decided that she hadn't had enough of winter. So
it's so funny to me because like you don't even like check the weather report to see if it may snow or not, like because it just snows, you know. Like
you can't. I mean, it changes so much that I'm just like you have to just kind of deal with it as it comes because
I get it.
Yeah. You plan for all scenarios because I mean, honestly, it could be sunny and 20 degrees by this afternoon. I don't know.
20 degrees Celsius. We should make that point.
Yes,
in case anybody doesn't realize.
But hey, I mean, 20 Fahrenheit is still like
it's pretty cold.
Is that like -5 or -6? Something.
I don't know.
I guess I could look that up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's below freezing, obviously. So, but
I mean, it's still not that cold.
No, it's not terrible. No, it's really not.
Yeah, it's -6. Yeah, that's nothing. Yeah. That's still t-shirt weather.
T-shirt weather. What?
It is. I'm serious. It like. Some days around here when it's been like -30 for like a week, when it goes up to -6, it's t-shirt weather. Like it is all relative. So just like, you know, me being in the world of Frozen is relative, even though I'm not in the Paris one. I would rather be in the Paris one and, you know, be saying hi to Olaf, but
but
you know. Whatever.
It is, right? I mean, I get it. I'm getting speaking of saying hi to Olaf. I mean, not that Olaf's going to be on my cruise, but I'm getting pretty pumped for my vacation.
Yes.
This is, coming up pretty soon here. We just got, and I don't think I said this on the show, but we had and Trevor, you're not really, you haven't really done the cruise thing before. So we booked, usually you can book a room and then you pick what room you want, right? Like, so you can like pick what room you want.
Mm-hmm.
With this, we got a cheaper, it was cheaper because we basically let them pick the room for us.
You became a filler spot.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's why we got a discount on it because, they were trying to fill the ship, right? So when you do that, they just basically are like, well, we're going to pick the room for you. And it was like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. So we just got our room assignments. And luckily, we're going with another family and we had linked our reservations through Disney so that they were together, but we didn't know if our rooms were going to be anywhere near each other. But luckily we have rooms that are next to each other with a door in between. I can't think of the word for that right now, but
lock off.
Yeah, so we can actually go in between them. But we're on the 10th deck. We're on deck 10, and we're all the way in the front of the ship. So like literally the furthest you could possibly go in the front of the ship. What's cool though about those rooms is that you can like look like right into like where like the captain is like steering the ship from when they're like docking and stuff like that because they have like these little wings and like you're really close to that. But also the quick service food like like the breakfast buffet and lunch buffet and all and like the little quick places where you get like pizza and stuff like that are on deck 11, so you can actually just walk up a short flight of stairs and you're at food. Nice. You don't have to deal with elevators, which I really like actually because that was like we had that set up on our last cruise and it was really nice to just walk up that one flight of stairs and just, hey, there's food, look at that, like we didn't have to go far. So that was nice.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I've had a hotel stay at Disney where we were right like above the quick service as well. And yeah, it was the same thing. It was like, oh, we're hungry. I'll just pop downstairs and grab food. I'll be back in 2 minutes kind of thing. Right. Yeah. And it was, So I see where that, that kind of convenience is certainly nice. And that, so sorry, you said that there's, you're overlooking like the captain or I don't know these nautical terms.
All right, so like there's if you Google like the Disney Fantasy, right, and you look at it, so like, and all cruise ships really have this at this point. They have like these little wing stations, like basically the bridge where they're at. It actually extends off over to the side of the boat, because when they go to dock, they actually have like controls in this little wing station, and they guide the ship in from there because they can see better. They can actually like see down and look down and see the dock. Whereas if they were, in the middle, they wouldn't be able to necessarily see the dock. And so like these wings kind of extend all the way out, over like the furthest part out of the ship, basically. So yeah, if you Google that, you can see that.
Okay. Sorry, remind me again, which ship are you
Fantasy,
on?
The Disney Fantasy.
Fantasy. Okay, let me find this.
Disney Fantasy.
Right.
Very excited for the Disney
I'm looking
Fantasy.
at a ship layout right now just to kind of...
Yeah, I mean, even if you just like look at a picture, you can kind of see all the way in the front with like the tinted windows there. And how like there's like the part that goes all the way over to the water. So like, yeah, that's basically right where we are. So yeah, you go, and we've watched that before on the ship. Like we've watched like them, guiding the ship into the dock and taking it out, and it is kind of fascinating to watch. I mean, I like watching that kind of stuff. I think it's cool. But yeah, so listen, we're good with our room assignment. We're happy. I think it's good. It's I've also, though, Trevor, I don't know if you've watched anything. I've been watching. My wife's been making fun of me because my mom and my stepfather go on a lot of cruises, and when they're not on cruises, they spend their time watching YouTubers that go on cruises. Like, okay. You know what I mean? Like that's what they do, right?
I mean, I watch people who vlog about Disney World when I'm not at Disney World because, I'm not.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? But with the adventure coming out, I was like, I kind of want to see what's going on. I want to see some videos around this. And, I've been watching videos on it. First of all, the thing is insanely large. It's ridiculous. But that San Francisco street, the thing that you were geeking out over, is so cool, Trevor.
Yeah, like, you should just yes, it is.
Dude, the videos of it are amazing. It's so cool. But there's one restaurant on there. I don't, I'm not this kind of person, but I'm watching this video and I literally like verbally gasped when I saw this dining room, because they have this like Hollywood themed restaurant on board. And like you walk down like this hallway that has like, like kind of like the blinking lights, like you're walking down, like you're, at like a marquee or whatever. But then when you walk in, it's like a 2-deck high. I can't even describe it. Like, go find a video of it if out there. I'm not telling you, but it's like, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's so fancy and so nice. And I mean, you can see how Disney spent $2 billion on this thing. It is very, very, very nice.
You're talking about the Hollywood Spotlight Club.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yes, but I'm looking at it right now, and yes, I understand what you're talking about with the pillars and the
lit up pillars that go up 2 decks. It's like just crazy looking. So yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, it makes me sad because I know I'm probably not going on it, right?
Yeah,
unless it ends up somehow in the States someday. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it will. But
I mean, never say never. But
yeah. But it looks very cool. And I mean, like I said, that San Francisco thing is also very, very cool. But I mean, there's a lot of neat stuff on board there. But even like, I'm sure you just probably pulled up the picture of the Spotlight Club, Trevor. Like the video I saw was like them walking in, and it was like, whoa, like that's cool. Like, because the picture doesn't represent it well.
Yeah, I assumed that like I'm looking at the picture, I'm going, okay, I see what it is, but I feel like it's one of those things that a video will showcase it a lot better.
It does, for sure. Yeah. But anyway, so like we've been kind of on a cruise video kick, and then we were watching Disney vloggers this morning going to like Frozen and Zootopia and all those like lands in the Asian parks. And my daughter says to me this morning, she goes, Daddy, where's that Zootopia park? And I'm like, oh, that's in one of the Asian parks. She goes, I want to go there just for that. And I was like, okay. I was like, first of all, you don't have an appreciation of how far that is. I know, but well, because at first she looks at it, she goes, Daddy, is that at Disneyland? I'm like, no, it's not Disneyland. I was like,
oh, so you'd be on the next flight there.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, no, I mean, I was like, I didn't know you like Zootopia so much, and she's like, yeah, I do. Like, and I'm like, okay, because I've been trying to get her to watch Zootopia 2 now since it came on Disney Plus, which I think we might accomplish this weekend. I've also been trying to. So one of the other things, Trevor, on the Disney cruise ships is they play movies on the ship, and it's included as part of your price that are movies that are in the theaters now, right? Yeah. And I really want to see Hoppers, the new Pixar movie, because all the reviews are saying it's like hilarious, and it's like the funniest Pixar movie ever. And obviously it's doing very well at the box office. It got great reviews. And so I really want to see it. I was trying to get my daughter to go, and she's like, no, and so, but you know how it is with kids, Trevor, when they see their friends doing something, they might actually do it when they wouldn't do it otherwise. You know what I mean? And so
it doesn't matter how much you say it, but if a friend says it, then
exactly.
They're all in. Yeah.
So we're going to be on the ship, and if it's playing on the ship, we're going with the other family we're going with is my daughter's best friend, right? So if her best friend wants to go, then maybe she'll go, That's the logic I'm working with here. I primed her on this though, and I said, so will you go see Hoppers on the ship? If your friend goes, and she goes, do I have to? And I'm like, well, you don't have to do it. I mean, you don't have to. No, I mean, but I'm like, I feel like she like whenever I'm suggesting these things, it feels like I'm like torturing her. I'm like, no, I just want to take you to a movie. It's a Pixar movie. Come on,
you linked that layest Disney Cruise Line advertisement video.
Oh gosh, man!
And so, sorry, this is sounding like the same thing. When they got to the point where it was the teenager and he was like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
I feel like you're kind of hitting that point, which I am well into that point, by the way.
My daughter's only 7 though. I mean, we shouldn't be hitting that point yet.
Well, okay, you say that, but I mean, kids, they do things at their own pace. It's
listen, I saw that commercial, so I was getting ready for the show, right? And they had the commercial, this new commercial for Disney Cruise Line on Disney Parks blog, and I'm like, all right, let me check this commercial out. And like I was like, dude, I'm like bawling. Like, I'm like, this is like, how are they putting, like, you're killing me here. Like,
I watched that. I think I saw it on like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
And it was in the middle of the day. Like I was like, I think I was actually like just going for lunch. And I brought it up and I watched it, and it took me a good like 15 minutes to get over it
to recover that. Yeah,
yeah,
dude. I mean,
they hit the mark on that one for sure.
That's like the second one they did too. That's like that. I mean,
they've done lots that have hit close to that. That one hit particularly hard. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about and you want to be watch it emotionally for a little while, I mean, listen.
If you want to be in your feels for a little bit, that's I mean, it's good. Like it's a great ad, but man, like it was.
It really. I mean, and Disney's been doing a lot of these lately for the parks and for the cruise ships. Of hey, your kid's going to grow up. Do this stuff with them now, and I think it hits all of us that have kids that are getting older, and I mean, they're all getting adding kids getting older, obviously, because we're all getting older. But it just like hits at a certain point, when you really see your kid growing up, and it just like that, and they're getting you right there. And listen, what they're doing, but at the same time, they're right, and it just it hits a really interesting emotional spot. So
they're not saying anything like unsurprising in those videos, but you're right. It's just that they're like bringing it to the forefront, and they're telling it in such a way that it's like, it makes you very reflective of like, man, like my kid's gonna be an adult.
Well, it's not even just the kid growing up too. It's like the guy in it, he starts off, I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but he starts off as the older version of himself, and then they go back to the younger version of himself, and then progressively gets older.
Yeah. They do a time skip, or what would be in Marvel, like, I guess.
I don't.
I guess time traveling of some sort.
Yeah, it's just time traveling. Yeah. So but it's really, really well done, and really hits you in the feels for sure. So anyway. All that, I don't even know where we are anymore.
You were talking about trying to get your daughter to do something on the cruise, which all bets are off, I think. But hopefully, hopefully you get to watch a movie with her. But I mean, I'll be honest, I can't remember. I think it's been years since I've sat down and watched a movie with my son, but he goes and watches movies with his friends all the time. So
yeah, I'm gonna try to make family movie night happen tonight and watch Utopia 2. I'm gonna attempt. Whether it's actually gonna work or not, I don't know.
I wish you luck.
Actually, what I said, no joke, and I'm sure a lot of parents out there can relate to this. I just straight up said to my daughter, I said, "What can I bribe you with to make this happen?" What can I give you to make this happen? And she's like, nothing. And I'm like, well, what about we'll have some popcorn, we'll have some candy. And she's like, no. And then she pauses for a second and she goes, well, what candy? I was like, any candy you want, kid. Whatever you want. Whatever we got
to the store.
Yeah. We'll go to the store. We'll have some candy. And she's like, well, how much of it can I have? I was like, as much as you want. It's movie time, I'm trying, man. You gotta try with the bribery sometimes. So
yep. Yeah. You take it where you can get it.
Exactly. So we got a couple listener questions that I wanted to answer because we haven't done listener questions in a while, and I like doing listener questions because they're fun. But Dan K from Discord writes, with Bob Iger's tenure ending today, for real this time. We think for real this time, right? I think so.
I'm pretty sure it's for real this time. Yeah. I think he's done. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a very smooth transition to Josh too. So, but anyway, what is your favorite thing he did or accomplished, and what was your least favorite thing that he did?
Okay.
You want to go?
No, if you got one, go ahead. I mean, yeah.
I think this, and you left this very wide, Dan, right? So, I'm not going to go with the parks thing here. I'm going to go with just the acquisition of Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Pixar. I mean, those acquisitions have shaped the company into what it is now. I mean, if you think about it, most of the output is coming from those three places, and they brought into the fold. Now, listen, with Pixar, they had an agreement beforehand, and they had, were using a lot of the characters in the parks, but like the integration of those companies with Disney overall, I think has. I guess you could also throw Fox in there too, because we're really seeing. It's my wife and I make a joke constantly, Trevor, where we're watching some movie somewhere and I'm like, oh, Disney owns that now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, really, they own this property, like, oof,
Yeah. I saw something that said, because the Aliens franchise is owned by Fox, which makes the Xenomorph a princess.
That's right. Yeah. Like,
so
it's so many things like that, though. Like, I know. Okay, I'll admit what I was watching. I decided to turn on the movie Super Troopers, which is now like 25 years old. But that movie was a Fox Searchlight movie. It's a Disney movie now. Like, it's, the wide breadth of what they have now, especially because of Fox too. And like, at least with like Pixar and Marvel, Lucasfilm, they kind of brought things under the umbrella that made sense. I'm not going to say family friendly, but they were all less R-rated, more family-esque, right? Because Lucasfilm was all the Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all that, and even Marvel wasn't, didn't have anything too. I mean, it has some racy stuff in there, obviously, like Deadpool and all that, but like the Fox stuff, you brought in a whole lot of other stuff,
Yeah, they did very much try to hit a little bit of something for everybody. I think was the end goal there.
But if you're going to force me to do a parks thing, I'll figure out a parks thing.
Well, so I mean, I do have an answer to the park side of it. So okay, I'll do. So sorry, that was your favorite. What was your least favorite? Do you have a least favorite?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like he did anything all that negative that I can really think of. I mean, you could point to like. I mean, I don't know, the closure of Disney Quest. He was around for that. I mean, I don't know.
Technically, that was under his tenure, yeah. So you can blame him for that.
You can blame him for Disney Quest. Okay.
Yeah. I'll never forget Disney Quest.
Never forget Disney Quest. No, because to me, I think Iger, and I know not everybody agrees with this. I think that his tenure was filled with expansion and growth, and some people will say, well, his desire to put IP into everything is, a problem. But we talked about this with Dapper Danielle that you'll hear in a couple weeks. I understand why he did it. It makes sense. But
the whole putting IP and everything, like you said, yeah, hey, we have a Dapper Danielle interview coming up in a couple of weeks, so hey, teaser for that. We did talk about that a little bit, but I think the whole idea of putting IP into everything's is negative. That's been the case from day one. Like, if you go back to Disneyland was opened with Sleeping Beauty's castle, it was to promote the movie.
Yeah, of course. It's always been for promote.
It's
it's not like they didn't have characters in Disneyland when they opened. They had characters. I mean, look, they did some original stuff, sure, but they still had characters.
I feel like that argument is, people love to try and die on that hill, and I don't agree with the yes, it's Disney. Yes, of course they're going to put their IPs into it. Yes, you shouldn't be surprised. If you don't like it, go to your local theme park that doesn't have Disney IP in it, because why would Disney not do that?
Why wouldn't they do it? They have the most valuable IP in the world. Why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah.
I bet I can guess what yours is, though. I bet I can guess.
Do you? Okay. So you probably don't know what my favorite is. Or I think this might. Okay, let's hear it. What do you think it is? And I'll tell you.
Cars Land.
Dang. Okay, you know me too.
Well,
yes, you're right.
Forget.
Cars Land is absolutely the best thing. I like from a park standpoint.
Yeah.
The most immersive land. It hit for me. It was at that perfect time. Talking back to our kids being at different phases in their life. It was at a phase in my son's life where he was really into it, so we were able to just really be into it and not have to not to say that any other lands we enjoy as well, but it hit at that right point in my son's life where he was we had tons of car stuff. He loved the movies. We had toys and all that kind of stuff, and so being able to bring him to a 2-scale Radiator Springs was the greatest thing. And for me, yeah, that was the biggest thing my favorite thing that I liked that was accomplished under Bob Iger's tenure. My least favorite thing, that kind of overlaps actually with your talking about the acquisition of Lucas and
you're going to
Pixar and all that,
aren't you?
So okay, this is a bit of a nuanced thing. I don't disagree with the acquisition of Marvel and Lucas and everything. I'm actually glad that Disney did that, because it did bring some things forward that I think were great for the company. And even now, Galaxy's Edge, all that kind of stuff, great that it has happened, and all that, and the movies and everything were good. My issue with it, or I think that the least favorite thing, was the fact that there was oversaturation of particularly the Star Wars stuff. I'm mad that they pushed so hard to put so much Star Wars stuff out that it ruined my taste for Star Wars.
That's a fair criticism. Yeah,
that makes sense. And that's the thing, is that I don't hate Star Wars. I will still sit down and watch the older movies, but I'm not hunting for the new movies. I'm not hunting for everything Star Wars, because it's kind of like saying, when something's too sweet, you get a dessert and it's it has all the sugar in the world, and but it's supposed to have sugar, and it's but there passes a threshold where it's
gone too far.
Yeah, it's too much, right? And unfortunately, that's, I think, I know. I mean, it was definitely intentional, but I don't know that. I don't know that it was their plan to overdo it to the level that they did. I mean, I feel like it was, Bob had a clear plan for integrating the IPs and everything, but I think it was one of these things where, kind of funny enough, is everyone talks about when Frozen came out, it was it took forever for there to be anything Frozen in the parks, and it was this. I wish that they would act quicker on integrating IPs into rides and giving us that stuff. And they kind of did that with Star Wars is the thing.
Yeah.
Like they, I think they heard them like, okay, well, fine. Here's, back-to-back movies and here's all this. And
you almost can't blame them though, right? Because they got their hands on like some of the most valuable IP ever, and it's like, here's all the things we can do with it. And
the thing is that it honestly, to me, it felt like a bit of a monkey's paw wish.
Sure, yeah.
That it was like, I wish there was more Star Wars, and it was like, here you go, but
there's a million Star Wars things.
Yeah. So
I get that.
That's my least favorite thing about is that it just ruined my personal taste for Star Wars, and I'm not hating on if you're still into it, good for you. It's just not for me, or I've moved on from it, unfortunately. So,
I actually think that Iger at one point said that he regretted how much they did around Star Wars at the beginning. I have seemed to remember him saying that in interviews. So, but I totally
a little too hard.
Yeah, no, and listen, the other thing, your favorite. I knew it was your favorite. I think a lot of people don't realize that, like, right after Bob Iger got hired, he was like, "Hey, California Adventure's a mess. Like, we got to fix this."
Yeah.
And like, that was all him. Like, he drove that hard to fix California Adventure. And so the whole redo of California Adventure was all Bob Iger. So, and so that's kind of why I had a feeling you were going to say Cars Land. Cause I know that widely was felt to be very well done on the whole, just besides Cars, but just like the whole of redoing California Adventure was very well received, and that was really Iger's kind of. If Iger hadn't come in, it wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't say it wouldn't have happened eventually, but he was the driving force behind it.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, like I agree that California Adventure being redone absolutely need to happen. Yeah. For me, the crown jewel of it was Radiator Springs, just because of, like you said, it was like I can't remember a time before that where walking into a land like. Even Galaxy's Edge, like when I walked into Galaxy's Edge, I was like, oh, wow, this is cool. Radiator Springs was like, oh my gosh, it was, and because we had watched the movies and it was so like, it was familiar enough to us. We were like, oh, wow, they nailed like it's hard to explain when you take an animated movie and you see it in real life and it tracks. But like
works. Yeah. It actually works in real life.
Like that's the part that was honestly mind blowing about it, was that it was like, oh, like I know it wasn't super outlandish as far as an animated movie went, but it was like, it was very unique and it had some very like interesting stuff to it. And it was like, oh, they hit it so well. Right.
Yeah,
So that was why for me, it was, and like I said, and then, seeing my son's, my son kind of looking at it like, we're here, like this is are
real?
We seriously walking in here kind of thing? And I was like, okay, yep, okay, you got me. Like I'm sold.
I'm in. Yeah.
Yep.
So then the other question we have is from Joe Jam 35, who we realize we don't know if that's this. From
I'm
Discord.
assuming his name is actually Joe, because so on our Discord, people have the ability to change their aliases, but not everybody does. So we're going off of username. So yeah.
So we're just gonna say Joe, because I know that Joe Jam 35 contributes a fair amount, but I don't know if we've like done names there, so anyway, question for the next episode, or more of a request: rank the WDW boat rides from best to worst. I'm gonna have a proposal for this, Trevor. Maybe we say are the best and worst boat ride at each park. How's that?
Okay, so we're specifically talking in park boat rides. We're excluding
no
boat transport.
No boat transportation. Yeah.
Okay.
So Magic Kingdom options are Pirates, It's a Small World, Jungle Cruise. I'm going to cross off Liberty Square Riverboat since that's not a thing anymore. Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Those are our options.
Does a flume ride counts as a boat ride?
It does,
because it is specifically a log flume.
But it's still a boat. It still floats sometimes. Sometimes they sink, but they just
yeah. Okay. Counts. I mean, I feel like it has a ride system. Okay, fine. Yeah. You know what? Fine. You're right. It floats. Fair game.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So between those ones, you're okay. I was just gonna say the best from my perspective, but now I have to go from best to worst. Ooh.
No, you don't have to go best to worst. Let's just do the best and the worst.
The best and the worst. Okay.
Yeah,
So for me, oh gosh. Okay. This is way harder than I thought because
I'll do mine if you want to say.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to do Jungle Cruise as best.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Small World as worst. That's where we're at. And listen, when I say worst, I don't mean bad. I like Small World, but it's, to me, the least good of all of them.
Fair. Okay. I guess, okay, for me, I think my best is Pirates. Pirates just hits a certain way for me. And I was wrestling between Pirates and Tiana's, but Pirates does win out a little bit for me. Worst. Okay. All right, I'm going to agree with you. It is Small World, but I say it with a caveat. I don't hate Small World, but Disneyland's version of Small World is better than Disney World's version of Small World.
Yeah, I don't think that's even up for debate.
And
really.
It's and because of that, it is a. I mean, actually, and yeah, people are going to come for me because you could say the same thing about Pirates, but I mean, I just like Pirates overall as a ride is better as a boat ride anyway. And actually, okay, so fine. Yeah. There's no drop in Small World. So there you go. You know, if you want to come for me, there's no drop in Small World. Right. Come find me.
For the rest of the parks, so Magic Kingdom had the most. So for the only other two that have it, Epcot and Animal Kingdom have boat rides, but Hollywood Studios is not. So let's combine Epcot and Animal Kingdom and do one whole list here, right? So between Animal Kingdom and Epcot, we've got Living with the Land, Frozen Ever After, Grand Fiesta Tour, Navi River Journey, or Kali River Rapids.
Oh man,
I got mine number one and number. Okay, yeah, and my last one here.
Okay, if I'm going, do you want
me to go mine first?
Okay, I'm conflicted again, but for different reasons than the Magic Kingdom list.
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right, mine's easy. Number one. Living with the Land, baby.
Yeah, I knew you were saying that. Yeah.
Yeah. I listen. I don't know what it is about Living with the Land.
Oh, it's a vibe. It is such a vibe. You can't get past the vibes on Living with the Land.
I'm sure there's lots of people that go to Epcot for the first time and then go on Living with the Land for the first time and like, what is this? What is this nonsense we're doing here?
No, but enjoy your edutainment, and you're wrong if you don't like it. So
Living with the Land is Yes, I love Living with the Land. And I'm going to put my last, Trevor, and this is going to be an interesting thing. Kali River Rapids, only because we have never done Kali River Rapids. I don't know why. Mostly, you know what I think it is, Trevor? Every time we've been there, it's been a really long wait, and we don't want to get wet. Like that's really what it is, you know?
Really? You don't want to get wet in Animal Kingdom?
I have no problem with getting wet. My wife does not want to walk around in wet clothes. I've wanted to go on it for a long time. I love those types of rides. Like they're some of my favorite rides, those raft rides. I love them.
Yeah, on a hot day, you need it at Animal Kingdom too. Like that's why the line's so long.
Well, that's the thing though too, is I generally, if the line's longer than 45 minutes, unless it's something I absolutely have to do, I'm not doing it. You know, so
I will really lightning lane Kali, just saying.
You? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So where are you at?
All right. So, okay. I in my head, I was going, yes, Living with the Land. And honestly, it was, like you said, the vibes, and partially because I think my wife would be mad at me if I didn't call out Living with the Land because it's her favorite ride. But I slightly put Grand Fiesta Tour above Living with the Land.
Okay.
And my reasoning for that is, again, it's honestly, it's such a unique ride if you think about it, that it is showing off Mexican culture, which I don't have a lot of exposure to. So to me, it's very different. I find it very interesting. I find like the design of it, and I like how they did like the cute little animations through it and everything. Yeah. And also, you get to go stand inside of the Mexican pavilion, which again, on a really hot day, you appreciate that AC.
Appreciate the AC.
And it's a good choice. And it does beat out Living with the Land, because again, on a hot day, you hit that greenhouse and Living with the Land, and it is humid.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. Like if I were going to do a 1 through 5, it would be Living with the Land, Grand Fiesta Tour, Frozen Ever After, Navi River Journey, and then Kali. Like that's probably how it would go for me.
So yeah, that mine would be like Frozen Ever After, still in the middle there for me. I would put Kali would be second worst, and I say that now because I've actually been on I've been on Bluto's Bilge barge at Universal, and Kali is a very pale comparison to Bluto's for like how wet you get on a raft. Right? Yeah. So Kali's a little too tame, and that's why it's down the list more. I put Navi River Journey at last because it had potential, and it's just such a disappointingly short ride.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem, right?
For a boat ride, it is like a boat ride should not be that quick.
It's well done. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's just not long enough. It's the same thing as like Seven Dwarfs, right? Like Seven Dwarfs is a lot of fun, but it's just too short.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, like, you know, for the amount of time that they put into theming it and everything, it's too quick. And and compared to all the other boat rides that we're talking about, it's too quick.
Yeah.
That's fair. So that's why it's my worst.
All right. Well, do we want to do our ad actually and then hop into this other news? Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this week our sponsor is DVC Rental Store. DVC Rental Store, a keyholder vacation company, offers magical vacations at incredible value. Save up to 60% off retail rates at premium Disney resorts. DVC Rental Store now includes deposits as low as 25% at the time of booking and a built-in cancellation policy for every reservation. And as always, DVC Rental Store pays out the most to members looking to rent their points. Want to learn more? Go to dvcrentalstore.com/welcome home or call 1-855-DVC-RENT. That's 382-7368. And when you speak to them, be sure to let them know that Welcome Home sent you.
All right, Trevor. So we don't do Disney Cruise a lot, but I mean, we have been a little bit more lately, but you know.
Yeah, we just spent like the first
talking about the adventure,
the show, talking about
and my cruise.
But I think it's, you know, it's valid. You know, I think we always agreed, you know, as long as it's stuff that we're doing, you know, it's fair game to talk about. So yeah, I mean, cruise ship talk is fair. Yeah.
And so with, you know, Josh taking over the CEO spot, we got a lot of announcements. And one of those announcements was the next Disney cruise ship. So I think a lot of people know that Disney is building a bunch of cruise ships. They are expanding their fleet very quickly here. Basically with one new ship coming out every year for the next bunch of years. I forget how many more it is, but it's at least like, I don't know. I don't want to give a number because someone's going to be like, you're wrong. And I just don't remember. But anyway.
There is a constant flow of
literally
cruise ships coming.
Yeah, new cruise ships every single year. And so with that, they've announced what 2027's new ship is going to be, and that is going to be the Disney Believe, which when I saw it, I was like, well, duh. Right? Like that just, you know, I just assume that somewhere in Imagineering they just have like a Word doc of like all of the different like names for these ships, you know, because like that fit into the Disney you know, thing, you know, it's a theme, right?
Universe, it's
and Believe makes
there's
sense.
Got to be like a thesaurus or something of like
because it makes sense.
Like I feel like eventually you're going to be able to like do like all the lyrics from like Happily Ever After or something from the name of Disney boats. Yeah,
just the Disney ships. Yeah. Well, and the thing that Disney does though that is, I think, a little bit different than the other ones is that they actually theme their ships along with the name, right? So like you'll like the Destiny like is themed around like villains and heroes and stuff, right? So like it, and you know the Destiny thing plays into that. Like whereas you know the Believe is about promise and possibilities, right? So and so like what they're saying is this is going to kind of focus on Encanto and Frozen, right? And of course Encanto is like, and Frozen are kind of fit into that believe thing. With Encanto, with like Mirabelle, like kind of believing in herself, and so I guess the same with Elsa and stuff like that too, right? Like
yes.
it all kind of falls into that. Yeah.
Self belief and discovering their own internal power.
Yeah. And then of course it mentions the wishing wells of Snow White, to the depths of the sea with Moana, Little Mermaid. Those are all things that fit very well into the concept of believing in things, right? So, and listen, you could probably throw pretty much any Disney thing in there, and it's probably going to fit in. You can make it fit into the believing thing, But I think this is a good theme. We don't really know anything else outside of that, and that it's coming 2027, and it's the same class of ship as the Wish and the Destiny. So it's and the Treasure. I'm sorry, I should mention everybody's favorite ship, including mine, the Treasure. Poor Wish, man. Everybody hates the Wish, but it is what it is. It seems like people like the Destiny too, and from the videos I've watched of that one's pretty cool too. But anyway. So this is going on, and we'll have more and more ships coming, but this is the next new one.
Yeah. All right. So that it's funny you were just like listing off like the pros and cons of all these ships. I realized it does fall in the same sense to me as like people talking about like their favorite sports team.
Okay.
It's like
you don't know what I'm talking about.
I mean, obviously I do, like in the sense of like it's Disney stuff, but it's like, when people start talking about like, I like this goalie on this hockey team, or these players or whatever, and I'm like,
your head just kind of goes bye. You go to your happy place.
That sounds interesting, and I'm excited for you, but I don't have any frame of reference for what you're talking about, and
that's fair.
Yeah. Again, and that's not a you problem. That's a me problem. That's just me like trying to wrap my head around like, I've not been on any of these ships, so I can't even like you were saying like, oh well, the Treasure's better than the Wish, and I'm like, maybe I'll go on the Wish and I'll be like, hey, this is like the most awesome thing ever.
Here's the thing: I have no actual personal opinions about the Wish. I am just relaying what I hear other people say, and
right.
And
that's what I'm saying too. Is like I don't know what other people are saying, and I could walk in and be like, okay. Yeah.
Probably would feel that way though, Trevor, because it feels to me, and I hope nobody takes offense to this, that the people that don't like the Wish are people that have been on the other ships before and don't like it in comparison to those, right? It doesn't mean it's not an amazing ship. It is in its own right. But like when you have the comparison, then it doesn't compare. I think that's really what it is.
I think that's kind of a big challenge, and I mean honestly, we just finished answering a question about comparing boat rides. It's like comparing things is very it does sometimes diminish, like you said, all of these are good ships. It's just when you pit them against each other, yes, there are, for various reasons there's better and there's worse, but I mean, you're still going on a cruise ship.
Listen, I agree. A Disney cruise ship that, they're very stunning when you go around. I mean, you think the detail is high, Trevor, in the parks. The detail on the cruise ships is crazy.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I mean, just from looking at the pictures, like, I will admit, I occasionally see like pictures of the restaurants and everything. And I'm like, oh, that must be like something in one of the Asian parks. It's like, no, that's on a cruise. And I'm like, oh man, like
one of these days, Trevor, one of these days you'll do it. I know you will. But anyway, I don't know how much we actually want to talk about this, because I don't want to say I don't care, but the Garden View Lounge tea experience it reopened to guests already at Grand Floridian, and so they did a little reimagining to the space for some little like tea parties and things like that, and it looks nice. It looks very Grand Floridian. It looks very tea. Mm-hmm. It looks very I don't know.
It's very
tea party.
As we've said in the past, it's very top hat and monocle aesthetic. Like if you want to go and be fancy, you can go and be fancy here.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, like you said, cool. I hope you enjoy it. you'll never find me there.
we gotta be careful with our fake British accents, Trevor, because we are like a top 25 podcast in the UK. So for travel,
I have family from south of London. So
okay, so you're allowed. I get it.
Yes.
So not to move on quickly, but listen, tea party's not really our thing, but I wanted to mention it because it is a Disney World thing, and I know a lot of people like to do the tea parties there and stuff like that with their kids. And I'm not going to say I wouldn't do it. I probably would with my daughter. She'd probably love such a thing. But I might be passing that time rapidly.
I can't imagine a scenario where I would end up there right now. I shouldn't say never. I mean, I don't know what would happen, but like, just with the way my family is right now, no chance any of us would ever be like, let's go do a tea party.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. So moving on, Josh D'Amaro took over the CEO spot officially from Bob Iger on March 18th. And they did this at the annual shareholder meeting, and they had a Q&A. And so Josh got some time to answer some questions. And something I think that gets asked every single year is, and something I just feel like I need to highlight is if we're ever going to get a Figment movie. Which, first of all, kudos to whoever keeps asking that, because I love
persistence is appreciated.
Yeah. But Josh said, and I quote, "I love the fact that there's so much adoration for Figment. He stood the test of time as a fan favorite, and he clearly continues to spark creativity and imagination across generations." And I think that's really cool. That's what he said. So Josh has already mastered the art of not answering a question.
Oh yeah, like you really think you would be this far into it if you didn't know how to
not answer to answer a question without answering the question? Yeah. No, listen, I mean, I know this was nothing, and, he didn't announce anything, but there's been rumors about a Figment TV series for a while. There was a Figment film that was in development. They just put out recently that that How Not to Draw short on Disney Plus, which I watched with my daughter and was really funny. I actually really liked it. And it was really a very fun way to use Figment. But if you haven't watched that, go check that out. It is on Disney Plus. It's also on YouTube. You can check that out.
I'll have to look for that. I actually didn't realize it was on Disney Plus. So I'll have to let my wife know because she loves finding Figment stuff too. So
yeah. And this is it's a different voice than the original. Well, it's all Figment is different than the original, but Dave Goelz had done it for since
I was going to say, isn't it the voice of Gonzo that did? Figment?
Yeah, in the ride, but the past couple things they've done with Figment have been a different voice. So, but yeah, I think it sounds like Figment. I don't think it's like New Kermit, where I'm just like, oh, that's not Figment.
I think Figment has more breathing space for that because he's Figment, he can. Figment.
Yeah. Kermit is too iconic. Like you can't. Not that Figment isn't iconic, but Figment, you've just heard Kermit talking a lot more than you've heard Figment talking.
Yeah, Kermit has much more of a legacy to live up to. Figment is not in that same sphere yet.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, listen, it's good. It's really fun. It's a nice use of Figment. If you haven't watched it, just go check it out. Like I said, Disney Plus. It's on YouTube. And it's really, really good. I liked it. But yeah, so there's no news here, really. The news is that he
acknowledges that Figment is popular, which I think the only takeaway from that is that, if the CEO is aware of the fact that people like Figment, that means he won't be quick to pass up opportunities to utilize Figment. And hopefully, like you said, that means more than just merch in the park or, festival tied stuff. Maybe there is a plan for him to be the next character that they expand, similar to, when everything started with Pirates of the Caribbean, right? You never know.
Yeah. Oh, he also the guy that's the new Figment voice also was the voice of Gambit on X-Men 97. Which, Trevor, I don't know if you watched. Have you watched X-Men 97? Because that series is great.
Yeah, because it's the continuation of the original X-Men series. Yes.
Dude, did you watch it though?
I think I got like 3 episodes into it.
It was so good though, right? Literally it's exactly the same.
It lives up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's exactly the same. Yeah. So he's the voice of Gambit too. So there you go. Fun times.
I'll have to go back and listen for that. Because usually you can hear like with different voice actors, you can hear like inflections in their voice that like you can tell like, oh, I know who that is, right? So
I mean, like literally every time we watch a Disney movie, my wife and I have a game where we go find Jim Cummings. Like
Jim Cummings is so like iconic. Yeah.
And you can always tell it's him too. Like even though he does change his voice to different stuff, you can always tell it's Jim Cummings, right? Like and so like literally we'll just be watching a movie like Jim Cummings right there. It's almost like how Alan Tudyk's become too, although Alan Tudyk I feel like is much harder to, because I feel like he's always doing things like hey hey, where it's like you don't know who's doing that voice, like
his is a lot more like stuff like hey hey is very hard to nail down because that could be anybody, but
exactly. So another question that got asked to Josh is about prices in the parks. And they put it in a nice way of how does Disney Experiences balance revenue growth from ticket pricing and attendance with maintaining positive guest satisfaction, aka how do you stay profitable and not raise prices so high that it makes everyone mad. Which is tough to do because we're probably at the point now where people are pretty mad about the things, how much things cost. But again, he kind of gives a non-answer, Trevor. He said, I mean, he's not wrong though too. He says, I'd start with the fact that I know that a Disney park visit, it's meaningful investment for families that visit us. Our goal is for every single guest to feel that their experience is worth it. Basically, we want this experience to be the best day of a guest's life, and we're always measuring our success here. Okay. But then he says, when it comes to how we think about pricing, what we try to do is focus on offering a wide range of options at different price points so that families can visit in ways that work for them, whether that's during value season or, maybe taking advantage of multi-day ticket savings or even taking advantage of special offers when we introduce them from time to time. That really does seem to kind of be their thing, Trevor, and it's always has been. Like base ticket prices cost a lot more, but then they do like a ton of promotions and you just, you use a promotion,
I mean, that you're right. Like for those of us that know, it's like you never just pay, face ticket cost. Yeah. You always figure out like, multi-day tickets, discounts, time of year, all that kind of stuff.
Time of year. Yeah. Cause I had a friend that wanted to go and they wanted to do it under a certain budget and they told me when they were going and I was like, well, why are you going then? That's like an expensive time to go, cut it, like go back, go a couple weeks earlier and you'll cut off like $2,000, like there's ways to do it. Now, no matter what you do, it's expensive. I mean, it is, it is what it is. I have always felt though that, I've never come away from Disney thinking it wasn't worth it for what we paid for,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, absolutely true. They I've never been upset about paying the money to get these experiences. But like what Josh is saying here though is, basically they're looking at how people are reacting to it. And I guess we haven't hit a point yet where people are so dissatisfied with it that that they're declining going to the parks and all that kind of stuff, right?
I think that's like it's. I always laugh when people are like, oh well, ticket prices when Disneyland opened were like 50 cents or whatever. It's like, okay, but can we stop with that? Like, you know what I mean?
There is a whole relative conversation but inflation and everything. It's like, yeah, you're right. But, I don't recall a spot where the rule said that Disney ticket prices had to move linear to inflation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's honestly kind of an insane statement as well. Like it's equally like, I guess what people don't realize is that, saying that, the price should be this part or this amount because I agree with it is just as insane as if Disney doubled the prices of their tickets, like month over month. Like, like it's unreasonable. And I'm not saying that, I'm okay with the way the prices are right now. I honestly think, Disney could look to do some more promos or, find ways to, help people enjoy the parks more. But again, we've talked about this before, is that, Disney as a business is also aware of there is a line of, the more you charge for things, the less, like, you still get the same amount of money, but there's less people in the parks. And the whole thing of, but not everybody can enjoy it is like, yes, I know, but it, like, not everybody has to do everything all the time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right? Like, I don't get to enjoy private jets either.
When we were growing up, we had to save up for 5 years. Yeah. We went to Disney once every 5 years. I was lucky enough that, as an adult, I was able to go there every year. And, for the last couple of years, we haven't, or I shouldn't say I was there last year, but, we had stints where, we weren't going every year because of various reasons. You're not entitled to go when you want to go, I guess is the thing. So
I mean, same thing when I was a kid. My parents couldn't afford to take us to Disney when I was a kid. Like, it's always been a premium vacation, right? It's always been I don't want to say a luxury vacation, because I don't think that's the right term for it. But
for us, it was considering in Canada, like, it is a lot more expensive to travel to the States and all that. Going to Disney is like, oh, that's the expensive vacation.
Yeah,
and it's all relative, right? Like, it's
But yeah, I mean, I was in the same place, Trevor. Like, I went, like, we did like one time, and I think it was, my mom and stepfather like saved up a lot of money to make it happen. And, like, we understood that, like, it wasn't it made it more special in a way, and we just couldn't, and listen, I'm much more fortunate as an adult to be able to go more often, but it's not something we really did when we were kids. We, it was very, it was a couple times. That was it. So I understand, though, because I want everyone to be able to go there and experience it too. Like, but I also think that they have been listening to that lately and have been doing more deals. And, like they mentioned the $50 ticket for at Disneyland for kids during the summertime. Like they are doing things, and it's it's not like they've always had these offers, and I think they continue to do the offers. And I also understand the criticisms around, like, things like Lightning Lane, like paying for that when it used to be included. Like, I kind of get that. But I also have some different thoughts on why you have to pay for it. As I've never felt that paying for Lightning Lane was a pure profit play. I felt that they partly did it to lessen the usage of it. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
go watch the Defunctland thing on it.
Yes,
you might change your opinion.
And I agree with you there. Is that because when they finally killed FastPass, it had hit a point. Like, I remember those last couple of trips where it was like, if you weren't all in on, like, gaming the FastPass system, you lost.
Exactly.
Like, full stop. Like there was no option to be like, oh, I can just show up and experience this, and I don't need to know, like, that I'm going to be on Slinky Dog Dash at 1:45 today. Like, it's like, right. Like the fact that Lightning Lane is there still facilitates that, but it does level the playing field back to, not everybody needs to walk in the door and immediately have all of the knowledge of the parks in order to be successful. Yeah. And I think Disney acknowledged that to a point, that it was like, yes, putting it behind a paywall is a way to solve the problem. I'm not saying it's the best way, but it is a way to solve the problem.
From a business point of view, it's a way to solve the problem and also make, incremental revenue, right? So for them, it's kind of a win-win for them. And, because they're making obviously that money off the fees for it, but also less people are using it. And so, and it actually also, though, helps with the standby lines too. If you have less people that are going in Lightning Lane, then you have, less people cutting the line, right? And so really, it's a win overall for everybody who then, except for the ones that are paying for it. But but even then, you're paying for a service. You're paying to save time for yourself, right? So
and then you don't see. I mean, I guess I have seen pictures of, like, occasionally people post wait times, and I can't remember which ride it was, but there was a 300-minute wait, like, in the last week or so because of spring break.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, I can't remember. I need to go back and look, but yeah, there was somewhere in the park where it was or one of the parks had a 300-minute wait, which But again, the thing about that is it's like, that's a 300-minute wait standby. I mean, you could still potentially lightning lane that, but I feel like a 300-minute wait standby now feels different than how it did with the lightning lane or not with the lightning lane, with the fast pass, because before, if your wait was that long, you could like get into a queue and it would be like, oh great, I'll be up there. Like you would feel like I should be up there in like 20 minutes or something like that. But because they're stopping to let fast passes in, the standby queue never actually moved. So it's a weird perception thing, I think, that a lot of people don't think about, is like, even if I was in a queue where it's like moving slightly and it's still like, I would still never stand in line for 300 minutes. But even if you're constantly moving, that feels a lot better than you're stopped and there's like another line off to the side where people are constantly. It's the same as like, when you go to check out for your groceries and you're kind of like sizing up the cashiers. And you get that one cashier that's like, they're just like, people are flying through and it's
they're
like,
just like throwing the items across the scanner.
Like six people get through and then you're in the other lane and, they're calling for like price checks and stuff. And you're like, I chose wrong. Right. Like
I made a mistake here.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how it used to feel. I feel that the current change, or the current way lightning lane is, it's not like that as much anymore. Yeah. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you really want to, like, I mean, I've talked about this many times before, and if you want to nerd out on the whole fast pass thing, go watch Defunctland's video on it, because it's one of the most comprehensive, and I mean, spent a lot of time analyzing fast pass, and like I said, listen, I'm not naive here.
It's not
good.
Sorry, go. Sorry, finish your thought.
No, I was just saying I'm not naive. I understand that Disney's also doing it to make more money. Sure. That's 100% true, but I do also believe it helps them with capacity as well. That's all.
Yeah. All I was going to say about the Defunctland video is that it, like, the reason we say to go watch is like not to like, oh well, this will explain like lightning lane and like you'll be okay with lightning lane after this. I think I appreciate the fact that it explains the logic behind it, which for me, understanding the logic behind it makes it a lot easier to see when it's happening in real time. You're not quite so like subject to being like, oh, they're just doing this to like hurt me, or they're doing this because of reason X. Like you kind of start looking and going, okay, I see the logic, I see why it's happening this way, and I think that makes for a more chill experience across the board, is my opinion, because I'm not standing there getting angry about things that I shouldn't be getting angry about because I don't understand them.
Yeah, right? Exactly. I think when you have more knowledge about something, you can gain more understanding, and then you're getting why they're doing things. Because sometimes these decisions can seem like, well, that's stupid. Why are they doing that? And then when you like really break it down and understand it, then you're like, oh, okay, well, I get it. That makes sense now.
I still don't like it, and I still don't agree with everything that's happening. Like I definitely don't agree with a lot of the things that I see in the parks, but I'm more willing to, like, it plays into like, one, when you're in the situation, you're like, you can work through it without as much emotion, which I think helps. And then the other side of it too is that I'm also, because I'm more informed, I can make better decisions to decide whether I'm going to engage with those things or not. Yeah. Like, and if it's something that I disagree with, that's like, I understand what they're doing here. No, I'm not doing this. Right. Like I see some things. It's like, no, I see that as just a cash grab. And I'm not saying that this from like a, you're doing this to, screw me or anything, but it's like, no, I see you're making money off of this. Good for you. That doesn't work for me. I will not partake in this. Right. Like,
I mean, I totally agree. Speaking of Lightning Lane, Trevor, he got asked about Lightning Lane, and he got asked about a question that a lot of people ask, which is, why are Disney World and Disneyland's Lightning Lane reservations so different? Disney World allows us to reserve at 7 a.m. regardless of if we're in the park. Why isn't that offered at Disneyland? And I feel like he gave a very honest answer here that makes total sense. Talking about logic and understanding why things make sense. I don't know if you want to read it. I can read it.
Here, I'll try and give you the, okay, here we got the full answer. So I will do my best to recite this. So, all right. Walt Disney World and Disneyland they're obviously both incredible destinations, but they do operate in really different ways. And our lightning lane systems are designed to reflect how guests experience each of the resorts. So for example, in Disney World, our guests typically plan further in advance. They have more theme parks to choose from. And over in Disneyland, our resort is contained within a more compact footprint with 2 theme parks located side by side. There's a lot of dynamic flow between attractions and parks. Now, for guests to use Lightning Lane, our objective is the same regardless of which resort you're visiting. We want to offer a convenient and optional way to reduce time spent waiting in line and add flexibility to the day in a way that fits how each resort actually operates. And like everything, we're always evaluating guest feedback. We're looking at how guests use these products. We look at our operational performance and make sure that we're giving our guests the best experience we possibly can. So yeah, that is kind of, I think, you and I have agreed about this before, is that you can't, like, a lot of people go like, well, but Disneyland has X. Why don't they do it in Disney World? A lot of times it's because of, hey, Disney World is a very different park from Disneyland. And if you've been to both locations, you can see that. Like I've been to both. I know you haven't been to both, but I know you paid enough attention that it's they are very different. You can't paint them with the same brush. And Josh acknowledges that. Like you honestly, if he said, we're going to just unify everything across the board, that would actually show that he's not paying attention to what's going on in his parks.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes total sense to me that they operate. I was just thinking to myself how weird it would be, Trevor, if Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios were all next to each other and connected, and how nuts that would be.
That would be insane.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Like, so you never been to the Esplanade in Disneyland, which is like the hub that connects California Adventure and Disneyland. But like that, the Esplanade by itself is like when you're standing there and you're like, oh, there's theme parks on either side of me. Having that with 4 theme parks would be insane. Like, but like, it's a cool idea, but I'm just like that would be insane.
That's a lot of the reason why Disney World operates differently is because of that. I mean, when you have double the parks, really, if you really want to like include the water parks, you have, triple the parks, I mean, it's and it's a lot more, there's a lot more. I mean, it's a lot more daunting, and people go, not to say that people don't go to Disneyland as a destination, but like it's just different. It's a very, very different. And I think everybody knows this. If Disneyland and Disney World, the space between the parks is a huge part of this. And even just like the amount of resorts, there's so much more that you have to plan for a Disney World vacation. So why wouldn't you also be able to plan this thing? But also just like to his point, like how close all of the attractions are at Disneyland, and the fact that it's more of a local audience and not, you're not getting the most of the audience there is locals, whereas most of the audience in WDW is tourists, right? I mean, yeah, of course you still have locals, but it's the mix is way further weighted tourists at Disney World, right? So, I mean, I think his answer makes total sense. I also understand why people are like, well, why can't everything just be the same? And it's like, do you really want that though? Yeah, do you really?
I can speak from my own experience. Like when I think about how even I've done planning for Disneyland versus Disney World trips, like to your point, Disney World, we are looking a lot further out because it is such a bigger destination. It is. Like exactly what he's saying is like, you are planning months in advance. You are like, you can't roll up to Disney World, or like you can't roll up to Magic Kingdom the same way you would roll up to Disneyland and just like
wing it.
Yeah. Like you're right. Like the thing is Disneyland. Yes. Like I used the fast pass system when it was in Disneyland. I could see, using lightning lanes in Disneyland, makes sense as well with the way things are now. But, I also know that, like you said, getting around Disneyland is not the challenge that it is getting around Disney World. And so I don't the times that I've done both vacations, like the amount of planning that I've had to do even for just a single day is way different. And so to try and say like, oh, we're going to offer all the same things in Disneyland that we're doing in Disney World. Yeah, but it's kind of a waste because you're not doing things the same way, even though it is a similar park. And then also, not just the point of, yes, there is more local people there, but the way Disneyland is structured, the bubble is much smaller. And if I'm only there for like 3 or 4 days, because I spend a week in Disney World when I travel there because it's big enough to justify being there a week. When I'm at Disneyland, I'm there for, honestly, 4 days is pushing it. Like I'll be there for 4 days. And by the 4th day, it's like, okay, I could just sit in my hotel room because there's nothing I'm full up on what I've wanted to do. Right. So it's that scale does affect as well how you plan stuff out. Like it's so, yeah. I mean, it's like, I feel like people saying like unifying things between the parks, they're really not thinking about like, you're not even comparing apples to oranges. It's like apples to bananas. Like it's,
apples to bananas.
Yeah.
It's like, it's true. I was just thinking like a weird, an even crazier combination. But
no, because they're still in the same realm of like fruit, but bananas are very different from apples in a lot of ways if you think about it. Yeah,
that is a fact.
It's still Disney, but they're very different in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no, that's true. That makes sense. But yeah. I mean, listen, that's a pretty straightforward answer, and I think that's good. But so that's all we got from Josh Jamara. But we also got movies, Trevor. We got movie announcements.
Yeah,
Lilo Stitch 2.
Yeah, I knew about that. Knew about the new Incredibles movie.
We got release date though. Well, we got release date for the Incredibles 3.
Oh wait, but this is in 2028 though, right?
Yeah, Lilo and Stitch 2 is all the way 2028. So we're still far off on that one.
I feel like giving me a release date in 2028 is like
2 release dates, June 16, 28 for Incredibles 3.
Yeah, like I don't know why I would need to know this that far out.
I mean, maybe you got a plan. You're make your plans now.
Yeah, like okay, I'm like my Disney World vacations. I'm planning like 11 months out, only because of the fact that that has to be planned that far out. I'm not planning seeing a movie 2 years out. I was gonna say gonna say 3, but I realized we're in 2026 now.
Yeah, they like to set their slate. Like they put it out there.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's just it's not really for us as much. It's not really even meant to get us all that hyped because it's so far away. But listen, we assumed that there was going to be another Lilo and Stitch, right? Because the first one was very, very popular. I mean, it was ended up being the highest grossing movie of 25, right? I mean, it was one of the highest grossing movies.
No, K-pop Demon Hunters beat it.
Well, no, because that wasn't in theaters though.
It wasn't?
No. Well, it was briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, not for the length of time.
You're talking for just movie or like movie theater.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it was. Well, I guess it wasn't the highest. It was the 4th highest. Okay.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was the highest. I'm sure there was other movies that I'm missing that were higher than that. But
well, it was. Let's see. Zootopia 2 was number 2. The number 1 movie was a foreign movie, but like as far as these movies go, it was Zootopia 2, Avatar: Fire and Ash, then Lilo and Stitch. So, but it made over $1 billion.
All right. So I mean,
yeah, you make over $1 billion, you're going to get a sequel.
I mean, that brings up an interesting point of like movie theater sales versus, I guess, what is perceived and hyped and everything are 2 different things. So
that is very true. Yeah. I mean, listen, that one's probably beats it on most stream movies, right? Like, so.
Yeah. I mean, just the sheer hype around it, I feel was more like Lilo and Stitch was a good movie and all that, but I don't know. I guess I don't measure things in box office charts anymore.
Yeah. It's all about the minutes.
Yeah. I think it's just what grabs my attention is really all it is. So
yeah, I mean, I understand that. I understand that. So I'm just looking at top 10 kids movies streaming of 2025. K-pop Demon Hunters won that by a mile.
Yeah.
But everything else was Moana 2, Frozen, Cars, Zootopia. I mean, that's, so they did very well with that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway, back to these movies that are like way into our future that I'll forget about like 3 times over before. Yeah. So
I've already forgotten what movies are coming out.
Lilo Stitch 2 and Incredibles 3, which
it's a joke.
I mean, I need to go back and watch Incredibles 2 again. I don't even remember.
Incredibles 2 is good.
But I haven't watched it in a while, and I don't remember like the plot points of it. Is the thing.
Yeah, so, no, it's a good one. It's the one, and spoiler alert for a movie that's a little old at this point. It's the one where there's the villain that's like flashing stuff onto people's eyes and turning them into like zombies, and then like they that they can control, and like there's all these other superheroes involved too.
I feel like there's a like meta joke there somewhere.
Probably.
There's some kind of commentary on flashing things into people's eyes and brainwashing them.
Oh no, 100% is what it is. Yeah. Well, listen, Brad Bird is not he's a smart guy. He's the thing that stinks about the third one is that he's not directing it. He is writing it. So we're still going to get the writing from him, but he's not actually directing this one, which he's directed the other two, and only just because he's busy. But it's which is because both the Incredibles movies were very good. I mean, the first one is fantastic, and the second one is, I would say, close to as good as the first one as you pretty much can be. It's really hard to make a sequel, especially one that's as good as the original. And I feel like they, for the most part, accomplished it.
So there is an interesting thing with that there are sometimes cases of movies where the sequel is better than the first one. It does happen.
An example of that is Aliens, but that's a controversial.
Aliens and Terminator 2 was, miles above the first one.
I think you can have a conversation about Alien versus Aliens. They're both fantastic movies. Yes. I just prefer Aliens, but that's either.
Yeah. But I agree. Actually, Aliens is better than Aliens. So yeah, there are cases where the sequel is better than the original. But then when you get into the whole trilogy thing, I can't think of a time where the third movie in a series,
Toy Story 3.
You think Toy Story 3 was better than Toy Story 2?
Kinda.
I
know that's a controversial choice, right?
But I didn't like Toy Story 3 as much as 2.
Oh man, I don't know. Toy Story 3 really, they really hit. I mean, Toy Story 4 was fine, and I don't even think it's in the conversation of best Toy Stories.
We're not talking about past trilogies, so I'm keeping it to like first 3 movies. So
I mean,
I don't. I mean,
I don't know, man. 3's really good. It's hard.
3 didn't hit me the same way that 2 hit me.
Oh, really? Okay. See, 3 hit me pretty hard. The end of 3.
That was actually part of it. Was that the ending of 3 was. I mean, they did something unexpected with it, but
they had the fake out ending that was really emotional, and then the real ending, and both of those were really good. I thought, but
I mean, So, but like I said, I'm just looking at Incredibles 3. I'm just thinking about like I'm not saying that it's going to be bad, but I guess okay.
I saw somewhere they're going to age
Return of the Jedi, I guess, was pretty good.
Listen, they're going to. I read that they're going to age the kids up, which I think is smart. Like, I really want them to age.
Yeah, I mean that honestly does need to happen in the third movie because otherwise it turns into the same problem as like The Simpsons, where exactly. they've been 12 years old for 25 years, kind of thing.
Longer than that now.
I lost track of how long The Simpsons has been running. I guess it's more like 35 years now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, 36 years for The Simpsons. So yeah, they've been the same age for 36 years. I know.
But
Crazy,
I'm
right?
still 25. What are you talking? My brain is stuck at 25. Leave me alone.
My wife and I are for some reason on a 90s comedy movie kick, right? Just like going back and so last night we decided to watch Austin Powers just to see if it held up.
Yeah.
Right? And that movie was from 1997, Trevor. And I was like,
Yeah.
this movie is 30 years old, basically. I'm like, how is this movie 30 years old? This is like, it hurt me deep.
97 was a good year. I have to admit.
Yeah.
There was a lot of good movies that came out in 97.
And I'm going to say it mostly held up. Mostly.
Yeah, I feel like some of the jokes wouldn't get a pass nowadays.
No, definitely not.
But yeah, it holds up. Same thing. I feel like the Naked Gun movies as well. Like,
I want to watch one of those. Yeah,
I mean, I love, like, Leslie Nielsen was amazing.
That might be the next one on the 90s list.
But again, like, Naked Gun was like, they were pushing some boundaries back then.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah, and even more so now. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry. I know that was an aside, but
I don't think we've had a rabbit hole this episode. So
fun fact: Austin Powers not available on any streaming service. You actually have to rent it.
Really? Huh.
I know. Yeah.
That's
right.
surprising.
You think it would be available, but no, it's not.
Yeah.
Anyway. What were we even talking about?
Do we want to just call it there? I think we were talking about movies.
Call it there. Yeah. I mean, is there anything cool in the Shanghai 10th anniversary celebration you want to point out? I mean,
I can't think of anything. We've talked. I'm pretty sure we talked about this before, like when they were announcing this.
Yeah, it sounds right.
I mean, the only thing that looks a little interesting is the Zootopia float. I would be curious to see what that looks like.
They got all this food and stuff too.
Yeah.
So much
stuff. Food. Are those carrots that are cut like Mickey heads? It looks like it. I assume those are carrots.
Those are carrots cut like Mickey heads, Trevor.
I wish we got that.
Why
say this every time we look at stuff from Shanghai. Like,
parks, yeah.
I wish we had stuff like that.
I think they're doing more of it. I think. Do you remember? I don't want to do another rabbit hole here, Trevor. I really don't. I don't. And I'm sure some people are going to remember this. And I could also be misremembering this, right? Because this was from childhood. I seem to remember going to. I think it was Liberty Tree when I was a kid. And when they brought the butter to the table, it was a full-on standing mold of Mickey Mouse of butter.
Oh, really?
I might be making this up, and I want someone to confirm this because
so it looked like a figurine, like how you get like figurines of Mickey Mouse, but it was butter shaped into.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. I'm gonna see if I can find this on the internet somehow.
Yeah, I'm curious what that Google search is going to look like.
It's not no, and I remember when they did like just like medallion ones that were like punched with like Mickey, right? So they were just medallions, but I swear there was one that was like an actual like full on figure. Like I said, I might be making this up and I might be misremembering it and be thinking of just like the pads of butter with Mickey's face on it, but I swear I remember it was like there was this butter statue. Yeah. Oh, wait, look, I found it.
You found it?
Wait, the Garden Grill had it.
Really?
Apparently, yeah, a Mickey-shaped butter statue. Okay, now, hold on. Let's see if I can find a picture of this now.
I didn't think Mickey butter was going to be in my Google search today.
I think I found it. Oh my gosh, I found it. All right, this is a real thing. I remember I remember it looking cooler than this, but
oh yeah,
okay, I remember it looking cooler than the picture I just sent you. But I mean, yeah, full on stand up statue. This person posted that this was from 1998, so I'm really calling back to the 90s here. But
I appreciate it.
Yeah. See. I guess I'm not losing my mind. That makes me happy that I'm not going crazy because I was like, I swear I remember this.
Yeah, it's such a funny thing to think about now that, like, you know, I know we talk about like the stuff from Shanghai. It's like, oh, I wish they would do this more, but it's like, also, do I want like a little like?
Do I want to chop Mickey's ear off to butter my bread?
Do I want a little standee of butter made of Mickey that I'm going to mutilate in order to butter my waffles.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's okay. So yeah, I even just found an article from allears.net about this too. So yeah, this was they say there was actually a time where they used to serve you butter that looked like Mickey. Yeah, and it was a full body Mickey figure, and they also have a picture of it. And yeah, Trevor, you would lop an ear off. Okay, you'd be like, all right, it's time to butter my bread. I'm going to cut Mickey's ear off.
Yeah. Yeah, I see why that doesn't quite work.
I mean, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't awesome, and just and then
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a rabbit hole. We're gonna stop there.
Well, listen, if you remember the Mickey shaped butter statues, drop us a comment or whatever, an email. I don't know. There's got to be other people.
Anything like that, I know that there's things that people experienced at various points in history at Disney that it seems like a hallucination, but it really wasn't, or like it's unbelievable that things happened. So
there's definitely. There has to be a lot of those things that I'm just not really, and I'm not really thinking through it. That was just a random one that I remembered where I was like, oh man, that was so cool. Cause I remember like that from my Disney vacation. I remember sitting at the table and they brought the butter and I was like, whoa, they made Mickey out of butter. Like, this is so cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like as a kid, that's like the coolest thing that you could ever see,
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have been thrilled for that as well. We never got to do sit downs when I was a kid, unfortunately. So I would have never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I only ever, I really
actually, sorry, that's not true. The only sit down we did was, was it Blue Bayou? I think we did Blue Bayou once.
Okay.
Yeah. But, and again, that like Blue Bayou is its own thing. Like it's not like a typical character meal or anything like that.
Yeah. I don't even, I think this was at Liberty Tree, but it might have been somewhere else. I don't know. I felt like they were doing it across property because we didn't do a lot of those.
Probably.
Yeah. Like we didn't do a lot of that either, Trevor. So I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those things that they would have had like a mold somewhere and it's like,
yeah,
they would have been like mass producing these for all of their restaurants. Because I mean, why wouldn't you honestly? Like, I mean, maybe that's something you need to talk to Josh about. Is when are you bringing back the Mickey butter?
Yeah, Josh, where's my Mickey butter at?
I know people want Figment, but when are you bringing back the Mickey butter?
Yeah. Well, listen, tell us if there's any of those weird things that you really miss. Because I'm sure there's and don't say the birthday cake castle. We all know. Some of us love the birthday cake castle. Not all of us do though. But it
was a thing. Yeah.
It was a thing for a moment. But anyway, let's wrap it up, Trevor.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we've
done what we need to do here. Yeah, I think we've done what we need to do.
Yeah. So yeah, for any questions you guys have about things we talked about on the show, or if you want to share your own trip reports or anything like that, you can always find us at our email address, which is welcomehomepodcast@gmail.com. You can also reach us through our website, which is welcomehomepodcast.co. You can hit us up on there through the contact us link. It'll say it's the same thing. It sends an email to us. So you can always find us through those two avenues. You can also find us on various social media platforms. So we're on Facebook as Welcome Home Podcast. We're on YouTube as Welcome Home Podcast. We're on Instagram as Welcome Home Pics. And we also have a group on Facebook called Welcome Home Disney Waitlist, where if you want to get in on conversations about Disney stuff or just share your own trips, all that kind of stuff. We love seeing that. We love seeing people, having those conversations. And if you want to help support the show, you can go to store.welcomepodcast.co. You can check out some of the different merch that we have there. We do have all the normal stuff like hats and t-shirts and stuff like that. If there's something that you would like to see for the show, that you would like us to put up on the store, let us know. We can, because we can add stuff to the store. So, drop us a line and we'll see what we can do from that lens. Also, if you want to help support us through Patreon, our Patreon is patreon.com/welcomehomepod. Our Patreon listeners get access to exclusive merch that you can only get on Patreon, and they get access to the Discord server, which is yet another place that we have great conversations about things from the show. I should point out, or some of the conversations. I think. Sorry, I need to go back a little bit here. I think it was Allie was convinced about cruising by a couple other people in the Discord. So that was we're all helping each other.
Spend more money with Disney.
Convince each other. I should actually follow up on this. That I know. Tom, we had talked about your, you convincing your wife that you should go and ride Buzz when you get off the cruise ship. My wife reached out to your wife, and
did she?
Yeah, and it was no, we're not doing that. So,
I told you.
She said it nicer than that, but it was my wife tried to vouch on your behalf, and
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it didn't happen. So,
like I said, I think it's circumstantial because we're traveling with another family.
Yes, that was the reasoning. It was because you're with other people. It didn't make sense. So,
if it were just us, we would do it. But but literally, I said this in the Discord, and this is true. Like, I didn't even get to the end of my sentence. She's like, "No, we're not going to the park that day." Yeah. Like, I was like, "Hey, Buzz Lightyear opens up the same day we're getting off the." No, we're not doing that. I didn't even say like, "Hey, we should go to the park." No, which
she knew where it was going.
She knew. So I know her. She knows me. We've been together a long time.
So if you want to see that stuff happen live in the Discord, like I said, check out our Patreon, and you'll get access to the Discord server for that kind of stuff. Last but not least, if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify or anywhere you can leave us a review, leave us a 5-star review. It just helps more people see the show just because of how the algorithms work. And if you're on iTunes and you want to write us a review, please do. We'd love to hear what you guys think about the show.
Yeah. So the other thing you should do is subscribe to Welcome Home Podcast so you can be reminded every time we release a new episode. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Spotify, YouTube Music. Those are just a couple examples. There's like a million places you can find podcasts these days. And, any of those, we're there. And in fact, if you go to a podcast app and you can't find us, please email us and we will get ourselves on there because we intend to be anywhere you want to listen to us. So go and, check that out wherever you want to listen to us. And of course, if you watch on YouTube, we have the audio only episodes, but then we also have the video episodes too, which we are doing more and more of. So, keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. Thank you to DVC Rental Store for sponsoring this episode, and of course Keyholder Vacations for continuing to be great sponsors of the show. Trevor, I didn't even tell you, we got an email from Danny trying to coordinate the grand reunion of Marissa, Derek, and herself all at once on the show. So we're going to try to get that done for May, Trevor. So
wonderful.
We got to book that like several months out because we know how busy that some of those people are. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to get everybody we're going to get the gang back together. So
right on.
Try to get Nick in there.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. There's no way Nick is joining us.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, join us next time for more Disney Parks discussion. Of course, more DVC talk. We hope to see you all real soon.
This is Skipper Albert Awol, the voice of the jungle, signing off from Welcome Home Podcast on the DVC.
To a house when we had a chair, how she can cuddle is no man's affair. I look around for fold of holes, found her in her sugar bowl. Hey, look out, here comes